I am Slick Nick, the living legend of hair loss. The reason you're watching this video, you're saying, I can't tell the difference between a mature hairline, a maturing hairline, and what I'm going to call an immature hairline. So let's make this really simple, because a strong communicator can take a complicated concept and make it simple for you to digest in nugget form. Nugget. 20-piece nuggets. Does that sound good to you? $5, 20 nuggets. Here's how it works. One of the theories that I teach regularly, and I put a link in every video now pointing you back to this video where there's 5 actual questions you should be asking yourself if you're wondering if you're going to go bald. There's 5 questions. Watch that video and only focus on those. I don't care about any other questions. Don't complicate this. Simplify it. One of those 5 questions you ask in my theory is you come to terms with the fact that age 35 typically is the predictable age in which, if you're going to go bald, you know it by that age. Whatever hair you naturally have left by age 35, that's going to determine it. So you have to ask yourself, how old am I now versus age 35? How many more years do I have into that cutoff point? And also, how much actual hair loss do I have as well? You want to compare both of those to age 35, because that's ultimately the finish line. Whatever hair is still left, for the most part, most men keep about that much hair for the most of the rest of their life. Now, granted, for me at age 39, I may have a bald spot by the time I'm 50 or 60. It may start thinning out a little bit more. But for the most part, I'm not suddenly going to just lose all my hair on top because I am past the age of 35. That's one of my theories. Is it true 100% of the time? Absolutely not. And out of the 5 things, I make a very solid reminder. Don't just focus on one, because easily there are exceptions to the rules, but you look at the best of 5. Now, with that being said, let's talk about a mature hairline, maturing, and immature. So mature hairline, I'm actually going to say, is what you see here. Now, how do we know this is a mature hairline? Because it's easy to get caught up in a receding hairline. Well, let's talk about a mature hairline. By default, if you ask me, a mature hairline is, simply put, a man past the age of 35. It's mature. Just like when usually most guys are around 18, 19, they morph from their boy body to their man body by that point. Your hair does that, but at around age 35. So, however much hair you have by 35 naturally, I'm going to tell you that's your mature hairline. So for me, this is my mature hairline. For some guys, they lose all their hair by age 20, and by some guys, they have a hairline that is like David Schwimmer from Friends. It's all based on your age. Age 35 determines how mature your hairline is, because at that point, it's a grown-up hairline. Your hairline and your hair situation, for the most part, that's your hair. But it's unlike when you go from a boy to a man and you morph into a man's body. Well, guess what? Your hair doesn't mature at age 18 for most guys. At most guys, it's age 35. So that's what's determining a mature hairline. It's done. Again, chances are I'm not going to greatly recede much beyond this point, because I'm actually, 39 and a half nearly. I'm years past the cutoff point. And this is the hair that I naturally have. People like to ask me, what are you taking to make your hair still look that good at age 39? Nothing. This is the hair that I have because it was predetermined from the moment I was born, the moment I was conceived. The DNA was already there, and this happens to be post age 35. So mature hairline is how much hair you have left naturally at age 35 and beyond, ultimately. Yes, Johnny Cash, by the time he was in his 70s, he lost most of the hair on top of his head, very thin out. But again, for most of his adult life, he still was in a Norwood 2 situation. So that's a mature hairline. What is maturing? Maturing means you're under the age of 35 and you are starting to see your hairline go back, or maybe your temples, etc. It's all somewhat related. You're going to look at your temples to some degree. You're going to look at your hairline to some degree. I would even say you're going to look at if your hair's thinning out. All of those things together, basically going from a boy's hairline to a man's hairline. And it's in the process. It's in progress. Because you are under the age of 35. Now, it could be that at age 24, you get to Norwood 2. And you stay Norwood 2 until age 35. Nothing changes. And nothing changes after 35. Some guys reach their hairline maturity before the age of 35. And some of them think, oh no, that means I'm balding. No, it just means you matured. And that was it. You matured at age 24, whatever it is. It all comes down to age 35. So maturing is you're beyond the age of 35. Here's the hair I got left. Maturing means your hairline is changing, but it's kind of a ... situation as far as, well, let's see, how many years left until age 35. Now, lastly, and this is sort of a bonus, and if you're wondering why the camera's shaking, it's because I have a visitor. You're going to be in another video, though, not this one. We'll do one for the other channel. So lastly, an immature hairline is a hairline, whether it's the best hairline ever, it's a David Schwimmer well, I guess he's not a #1 Norwood, he's like a -1 Norwood. You can have the best imaginable hairline ever and be any age. But if you're worried about that hairline and you think that people think less of you because of that, then that is an immature hairline. It could be a perfect hairline, it could be a receded hairline, you could barely have any hair on top, but as long as you believe into this false concept that people are judging you on that, it's an immature hairline, because in your brain, you are not accepting how the world actually perceives you. The world harshly judges you on 10 things, and they're not about your looks. Other than, well, number 4 on my list is talking about you taking care of yourself, eating right and exercising. But that is not the same as what your face looks like and how much hair you have. That's a different thing. So I want to remind you to go ahead and check out that video. We'll talk about the 5 ways to predict if you're going to go bald. We're going to talk about the 10 ways that you are actually judged by society, whether society perceives you as an attractive man. There's 10 things. This is how the world actually works. You don't want to continue to think immaturely like a boy as you become a man. So we're talking about maturity for both your hair and what's inside your skull. That's your brain. Yes, 8 minutes. As a YouTuber, we all want to hit 8 minutes now because we get more ad revenue once we hit 8 minutes. Check out that link right here.